Good evening and welcome to the news. First, let us take a look at the headlines. Nehusu KSU seek governor's intervention over governance crisis at Nehu. National Youth Day celebrated at RKM Vivekananda Cultural Center, Shillong. Tributes paid to Swami Vivekananda. East Khas Hills Police probe death of Nehu security guard. Police register unnatural death case. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirms strong India-Germany partnership. Chancellor Mer's first Asia visit highlights ties. And Indian women boxers Lovelina Borgohain Nikhat Zareen wins gold at National Boxing Championships. The news in detail, and first with the local news. Members of Nehusu and the KSU Nehu unit today met Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar seeking urgent intervention to address what they termed a governance crisis at Northeastern Hill University. The student bodies demanded removal of the Vice-Chancellor, appointment of an acting Vice-Chancellor, early disclosure of the pending inquiry report, and immediate steps to tackle financial constraints, warning that prolonged leadership vacuum and budget cuts are severely affecting academic and administrative functioning.
We mainly submitted on memorandum 4 agenda. First of all, it's the removal of Vice-Chancellor, which has been ongoing since 2024. Our second demand was that appointment of acting Vice-Chancellor. Since most of the people know in media, our Vice-Chancellor has already resigned on 15 December. And till now, there's no head of administration in Nehu to look after the administrative affair and overall working of the university. And students in general are suffering because of that, because of fellowship, scholarship, and many more. And the third point that we have presented is the inquiry report. Since the inquiry report has not been submitted till date, so that was one of our third demand. And lastly, we have demanded regarding, since we all know that the Northeastern Hills University is going through a financial crunch, and university in general, because of that financial crunch, many guards are being laid off. I mean, they are not allowed because less financial problem. And at the same time, there are many problems regarding financial, so that even academic budget has been reduced to 50% and so on. So we see, like, Northeastern Hills University is one of the greatest university, but the problem is with time, the name of the university has fallen down drastically.
The Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Cultural Center, Shillong, today celebrated National Youth Day 2026, marking the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. Addressing the event, former Meghalaya DGP and Managing Committee President B.K. Sawian highlighted the relevance of Vivekananda's teachings, urging youth to remain disciplined, value-driven and committed to national service. The program featured floral tributes, lamp lighting and the release of the center's calendar with participation from dignitaries, staff and students.
Let me touch upon the day that we are celebrating today. Swami Vivekananda's birth centenary. It is his Jayanti. And today has been notified in government terms and acknowledged as the National Youth Day. And it is also a very important day to help all of us, but more particularly the youth of this country, to move the engine of development and create and lay down a path for the progress of not only Indians, but I think for the rest of the world, because we have citizens of this country, and more than most so, the youngsters of this country, who are now moving into different parts of the world, different vocations.
East Khasi Hills police are probing the death of Bipul Inghi, a security guard at Nehu, who was injured in a fall on January 6th and later died at Supercare Hospital on January 8th. The case has been registered as an unnatural death at MEGHALAYA police station. East Khasi Hills SP Vivek's EM said investigators are awaiting the post-mortem report from Ribhoi district before deciding whether to treat it as a murder. The family, while concerned about injuries on the body, has not accused anyone directly.
Bipul Inghi kebajikan Rutrik New Stomach Mai kebajikan ketua New Sting di ni yo jikte perhatian katuan isi na Ribhoi pat neki bayang basam di kilawan ai ke fire ke cha mulai police station di ngilangap ya postmortem bahkan wan Ribhoi but how to put it in token kebajikan ni pun ngidang token di tak ada ni layo kajing sisa mentah ila register yang mentah ila register unnatural death case but hadir mengila yo kajing sai halu kajing toket kaba ngidang le dalam control purpose di hadir kata ingin sa rai ban register ne yang kani buka murder case yo hadir ka accidental dunia pen kena di hadut layo sai ingin sa nampan Shillong karai ke karai dengan ship sama. Di pada hari pot ni lapan ni lapar show SPD baik naik tu orang kai pot jangka postmortem di hari kata ni lakam. Terusai pada hari mula dapat jik toket rohani hu ke wajah tu kami kaba agak retret.
The Khon Hinyautrep National Awakening Movement today met KHEDC Executive Member Deity Herita Majau, demanding amendments to electoral rules to prevent non-Khasis from voting in district council elections. KNAM Working President Thomas Pasa said Rule 128 of the Assam and Meghalaya Autonomous District Rules 1951 violates the spirit of the 6th Schedule by allowing permanent residents to vote. He warned that this could lead to non-tribals being elected as MDCs and called for deletion of specific provisions to restrict voting rights exclusively to Khasis.
Kani ka benta ka bangyong idi rule si separuh pra ka kren syapang buta ubriu dan kabriu ka badon ya ka hok man tebut apon council ban kani ka an kum bakalong hadu menta ka ongkum nu ba unu ubriu ubam dei usulul trai kat kum ka ST order 1950 unu ubriu ubam dei usulul trai kat kum ka ST order 1950 umla ban tebut Henry ula lada udai permanent residence. But kani ka ini rule ka basis pa arfu pra lai pada ka batai kamud ayu permanent resident. Kani ka an kong ba unu ubri balasa khat arsnem. Sianeng udai permanent resident. Larang penwandur lagi kentin gi basung. Kani ka an hadu menta ka ongkom no. Ba unu ubam dai ukasi. Unu udakar. Balasa hang ni palat yang harus nem udon bor ban tebut apa dis council bar udon ru ya ka hok ban yakun ya ka election MBC dan kalian ka jongi misong thu ba kan ni kadai ka ban wanra ka jing ka jing ma ka bakrau ya ka district council ni nata ka daw na kalian ka jongi ni kwa ba ka council kan pen kelai kan ni ka ai klang bangila ban khanglan ya ki bamde ki khasi ban wan tebut apa dis council ni ban wan tuklar Ya, kikam kijam jongka council.
The Federation of Shillong Hotels has urged the government to reinstate interstate flights to Shillong Airport under the Udan scheme. Federation President Parambir Singh Sadev said services to cities like Agartala and Dimapur were discontinued a few years ago, affecting weekend tourist inflow. He added that while airport expansion will take time, restoring Udan flights is essential to boost tourism. Shillong Airport is set for expansion soon, which will allow larger aircraft to operate.
You see, the airport makes us suffer quite a bit. I've been raising this point about the airport. It is being extended, it is being made into a full-fledged to land the bigger planes. But in the meanwhile, the Udan scheme, which was supposed to be there, has been discontinued. The smaller flights, which were already flying to the other northeastern states, have been removed for the past 1.5 years. Which has also affected the tourism sector. It was easier for the people to take an overnight flight, and weekends they were spending here, especially areas like connectivity from Agartala and from Dimapur and all these places. The flights are no longer there. So I appeal that the Udan scheme be reinstated as soon as possible. Until then, unless the work in progress is completed, then we'll have a full-fledged thing. But why do we suffer during such time that the airport is made large?
The 3-day Zonal Youth Convention of the Shillong Archdiocesan Catholic Youth Movement Zone 2 concluded on Sunday at the Cathedral of Mary Help of Christians, Ladyonkra. Over 1,000 youth delegates from 5 parishes participated in sessions on moral formation, catechism and leadership. The final day featured a Holy Mass, felicitation of achievers and a call from church leaders urging youth to remain rooted in faith and service, committing themselves to a Christ-centered life and social responsibility.
Ngi syakri om da kajing bompan se trekam palang kitkam la dei jong ka zo dei kanong kam gim dei banle da kajing bompan se ngi syakri om namar papi kwa burom kwa jingero kwa yo bainong yala de to syakri da kamen sim jong kres kamen sim jong ka jing suret syakri da kajing ie bat kajing kemen Kasam shispa kat khot ka baat syakri ya utrai da ka jingkemen syakri ya utrai da ka jingkemen syakri ya ka balang ya ka imlang salang da ka mensim besnuret da ka jing ie ba da ka jingkemen ko samla ba ie jong ka zon jongi tongin im ya ka jing khot jugu blei bala prik dak hangi Hakasi baptisma bagi long ki khon jog blei bagi tu khot jog balang ngien du yai long uling do unong itu lupa baru siem syadu kajing em bam jukut amen.
The State Bank of India Shillong branch celebrated 100 years of service to the people of Meghalaya with a centenary program held at the Usoso Tham Auditorium yesterday. The event featured the inauguration of a heritage gallery, release of a special centenary stamp and cultural performances. Speaking on the occasion, Lok Sabha MP Dr. Ricky A.J. Sinkan praised SBI's contribution to nation building, financial inclusion and regional development. Senior bank officials reaffirmed SBI's commitment to innovation, digital banking and customer-centric services, marking the milestone as both a celebration of a legacy and a vision for the future.
This centenary celebration of the SBI Shillong branch stands as a powerful symbol of inclusion, resilience and service. Meghalaya, this beloved state of ours, has historically been among India's most financially excluded region. 5 years ago, UC Berkeley reports that nearly 63% of the population in this state of ours lack access to formal financial services, or in other words, remain unbanked. Well, The reason is because most of the bank branches, they were concentrated largely in Shillong and in few districts of the state. Well, we all know the reason. Difficult terrain, scattered villages, infrastructure constraint, they have all made financial access, quite challenging.
Moving on to regional news. Most petrol pumps and oil depots across Manipur remained closed for the third consecutive day as petroleum dealers continue an indefinite shutdown, citing rising security threats, bomb attacks and extortion demands. The protest, which began on January 10th, has severely disrupted fuel supply across the Imphal Valley and adjoining areas, intensifying the state's fuel crisis. And now in national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said India is fully committed to strengthening its friendship and partnership with Germany. Addressing a joint press meet with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in Ahmedabad, Modi noted that this is Merz's first visit to India and Asia since taking office, reflecting the importance of bilateral ties. He said the visit comes at a special time as India and Germany mark 75 years of diplomatic relations after completing 25 years of strategic partnership last year.
हम सबको इस बात पर पूरी क्लैरिटी है कि इंडिया जर्मनी पार्टनरशिप न केवल म्यूचुअल बेनिफिशियल है बल्कि यह दुनिया के लिए भी बेहतर है। भारत ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन, सोलर, विंड और बायोफ्यूल में वर्ल्ड लीडर बनने की दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहा है। इसमें जर्मन कंपनीज के लिए सोलर सेल्स, इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर्स, बैटरीज और विंड टर्बाइन्स जैसे क्षेत्रों में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं। हम मिलकर ई मोबिलिटी से लेकर फूड और हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी तक दुनिया के लिए सॉल्यूशंस विकसित कर सकते हैं। एआई को लेकर भारत का ऑल इंक्लूसिव विजन है। जब जर्मनी का एआई इकोसिस्टम इससे जुड़ता है तो हम एक ह्यूमन सेंट्रिक डिजिटल फ्यूचर सुनिश्चित कर सकते हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz met business leaders at the India-German CEOs Forum in Ahmedabad to boost economic ties. Prime Minister Modi said bilateral trade has hit a record high of over $50 billion, with more than 2,000 German companies operating in India. The two leaders highlighted stronger technology and renewable energy cooperation and announced an India-Germany Center of Excellence. Several MOUs were signed, while delegation-level talks focused on expanding collaboration in trade, investment, defense, innovation and sustainable development.
हमारी एमएसएमईज और जर्मनी की मिडिल स्टैंड के बीच जारी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सहयोग, आईटी और सर्विस में तेजी से बढ़ता सहयोग, ऑटोमोटिव, एनर्जी, मशीनरी व केमिकल सेक्टर्स में जॉइंट वेंचर्स और रिसर्च कोलैबोरेशन से उभरती नई टेक्नोलॉजी और इन मजबूत लिंकेज का सीधा लाभ हमारे व्यापार को मिला है, जो आज लगभग $50 बिलियन के आंकड़े को पार कर चुका है। फ्रेंड्स, दुनिया तेजी से बदल रही है। हम देख रहे हैं कि कैसे क्रिटिकल टेक्नोलॉजीज और कैपिटल मशीनरी पर निर्भरता को आज वेपनाइज किया जा रहा है।
ISRO's PSLV C-62 was successfully launched from Sriharikota carrying EOS-N1 Anvesha, DRDO's hyperspectral Earth observation satellite, along with 15 co-passenger satellites from India and overseas. However, near the end of the third stage, a PS3 anomaly triggered roll disturbances, a drop in chamber pressure, and flight path deviation, resulting in the loss of all 16 satellites. ISRO Chairman Dr. V. Narayanan confirmed the anomaly, adding that a detailed analysis is underway. This marks the second consecutive PS3 issue, following a similar problem during the PSLV C-61 mission in May 2025. Now moving on to international news. Mass anti-government protests in Iran have entered their third week, posing the biggest challenge to the regime since the Mahsa Amini uprising. What began as demonstrations over economic hardship has escalated into open calls for regime change, with slogans against Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Authorities have imposed a nationwide internet blackout, even as rights groups report over 200 protesters killed and more than 2,600 arrested. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch and UN have condemned the crackdown, while the US has warned of possible intervention if violence continues. Tunisian filmmaker Zubair Zalassi has won the world's largest AI film award for his film Lily, receiving a $1 million prize at the 1 Billion Followers Summit in Dubai. The award, organized in collaboration with Google Gemini, was presented by Sheikha Latifa Binit Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Selected from over 3,500 submissions worldwide, Lily was praised for its creative use of generative artificial intelligence and its powerful humanitarian message, aligning with the summit's theme, Content for Good. And now in sports. The fourth Northeast Kickboxing Championship will be held in Shillong from January 28 to 31st, hosted by the All Meghalaya Kickboxing Association at the Meghalaya Bharat Scouts and Guides premises. Around 500 to 600 athletes from 8 northeastern states are expected to compete in sub-junior, junior and senior categories for men and women. Association Working President Samuel Hasha said the event provides a key platform to showcase regional talent and promote unity among Northeast fighters after a long gap since the last edition in 2018.
Northeast Kickboxing Association Banpalong Yakaneka 4th Northeast Kickboxing Championship hangne hapo nongba Shillong ajongi. Te ngilayo yakajakaru hangti ngimut Banpalong hangti hapo Bharat Scout and Guide Meghalaya Bharat Scout and Guide hangne hapo nongba Shillong. Kaban salong nadu ka arpo khandai tarik hadu life way tarik jong mentau benai January arhajar arpon riu. Kane kalong kum sibentaro ban ai men simlem ya ki khna samla ki jongi jong kanod isi bar koi bar hakaju ka poru kan long ka platform na kabenta ki fighters jong kanod is bar koi ban wanra ya koi ka platform lengba kaneka Northeast Kickboxing Association kaneka te lengba kane ka neka kan ai ka platform ka babha na kabenta ki khna samla jong kanod isi bar koi bat ngila shim khiaro ban jit ki khna ki babit na po Northeast ban le ya le kai shabar jong ka India ro te kata ka de ka jing thmu jong kane bat ha ka ju ka poru ban wanra ka jing ya tali hapdeng ki para Northeast ki jongi namar mdei tang ka jalla Meghalaya ka basham jing e ki wei pat ki jalla ro ki sham jing e lada ki le shabar jong kane ka Northeast kibun bha ka kumta ka jing ka partiality su kidon hi bat ka jing e ro hagawai de bat bun ki liang ro kadon hi te lada ka Northeast ka jungi baro hawai lada kam don ka jing yatli te kamot na shathi sha plain area kamot kinsa kumta kinam khin snap hero em.
Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Lovelina Borgohain clinched the women's 75 kg title, while two-time world champion Nikat Zareen bagged gold in the 52 kg category at the National Boxing Championships 2026 in Noida. Lovelina delivered a commanding 5-0 win over Sana Machachanu Tokchom in the final, while Nikat outclassed former world champion Nitu Kangas by the same margin. Minakshi Huda secured the 48 kg title, Pooja Rani triumphed in the 80 kg category, and Jadu Mani Singh claimed the men's 55 kg crown with a dominant final victory. And now for the weather report. First, let us take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 12 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 59%. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 7 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature 17 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 59%. Meanwhile, in Jawai, minimum temperature 7 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature 18 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 59%. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jawai says clear weather is most likely to occur. Before we wind up, here are the headlines once again. Nehusu KSU seek governor's intervention over governance crisis at Nehu. National Youth Day celebrated at RKM Vivekananda Cultural Center, Shillong. Tributes paid to Swami Vivekananda. East Khasi Hills Police probe death of Nehu security guard. Police register unnatural death case. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaffirms strong India-Germany partnership. Chancellor Mer's first Asia visit highlights ties. And Indian women boxers Lovelina Borgohain Nikat Zareen wins gold at National Boxing Championships. That's all we have in the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow at the same time, same channel. Until then, goodbye.